Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction to read through 4 Omniscient Reader or Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint chapters 130 onward. Not sure how many I'm going to get to. I'm not recording this until like midnight, which has been almost the usual of when I get to record lately. And I've really been struggling to keep my eyes open to stay awake, so I am sorry about that. But I'm excited for Omniscient Reader as I always am because I've really been enjoying it. And yeah, we're in the middle of this great effort. I forget what they're always called, the whatevers of Hercules that Dokja's doing, where we're in the middle of the scenario, but also we needs to take out this snake. And we just ran into a bit of an issue where 5 of Dokja's allies are now shrinkified, they're now minimized, and oh gosh, Michio? Was that his name? He was, oh yeah, it's right here on screen actually. I was looking at OBS. Michio was about to like go in for an attack or whatever. We see here it says he's almost reached a state of evolution. I think it's cool how we're seeing already that Dokja's influence in changing the story is leading Michio to be yet another one of these characters who gets to evolve a bit, and we got some hints at some other characters like Izumi and the other one that I'm excited to see, and I think they could potentially also be characters that change because of Dokja's involvement. And it'd be neat if I don't know if any of the Japanese characters are really going to stick around or if we're just going to go back to the Soul Dome. You'd figure that as this goes along, more and more of the remaining incarnations are gonna get shoved together, so you would think that maybe we would see them more, but maybe not. I don't really 100% know. Either way though, with all of that aside, let's just start reading. We have character Michio Shoji has almost reached a state of evolution. I'll take care of these men. He pulls a sword. Dokja in the background is shocked. I, Michio Shoji, am an honorable man who will not let my savior fall into trouble. Wait, Michio, Mr. Kim Dokja, you should run. I'll buy you some time. And he charges, screaming. I think he said my name correctly just now. And now we have Chapter 24, Something That Can Be Changed, Part 5. Incarnation Michio Shoji has given up all the powers of being a catastrophe. He just instantly gets kicked away. However, he did buy me some time, he thinks. And then he, Hyunsung, and Huiwon are nodding to each other. If you do not hunt the small people within the next 16 minutes, the Starstream will consider you to have no intention of acting as a catastrophe. Why are you hostile towards us? We may be from different countries, but this scenario isn't between Korea and Japan, but between the small people and the catastrophe. Do you really not know? You were the ones who showed hostility towards us first. The participants from Korea attacked us first. Is this true? It isn't. We did fight to protect the small people, but they're saying that's not the case. If you're going to pretend like you don't know anything, just stop right there. It was a man and a woman who attacked us first. Oh, is that going to be Pildu and Soo-young since they were already here? It does seem like the kind of thing that that wasn't actually the first place my mind went to. The first place my mind went to was Junghyuk and Jihye. I was like, that is definitely something Junghyuk would do. But actually, the second place, what I actually said first, once it hit me, I was like, okay, no, it's probably not them, it's probably Pildu and Soo-young. So yeah, a man and a woman. Could it be these two? What do they look like? If you don't start attacking us soon, personal skill bookmark has been activated. Bookmark number 4 has been activated. The Way of the Wind level 8 has been activated. He starts using it. Huh? What's going on? It looks like he might just be trying to take his allies away. Hold tight, everyone. And he's running with all the minimized teammates. This is my spot. And then, can't you just move to a different pocket? Get along, guys. And then, oh, is that also Tiny Michio because of him rushing in? Huh? Mr. Kim, you can just leave me. Be quiet. Yes, sir. The star stream has sensed hostility being aimed at a fellow catastrophe. You will now be under a level 1 scenario penalty. Your overall stats have been decreased. Your total body mass is slightly decreased. Hold on, is this going to be the loophole around it? He said before it's not between Japan and Korea, it's between the catastrophes and the tiny people. But if they all become tiny people, does that give them the opportunity to flip things around on the people acting as the catastrophes? I guess triple S grade coats reduce in size to fit whoever wears them. I wonder how much it can shrink. After him. The constellations of other continents want to see the incarnations of Japan and Korea fight each other. You've been gifted 2,000 coins. Damn it, they want me to put on a show for them. But how'd they manage to get you so quickly? There weren't any bodies of water nearby. Oh? And I'm sure Hyun Sung was penalized because he wanted to protect the small people. So wait, hold on. I was saying Hui Won, but this is actually Jihye then. Yeah, I mean, she actually looks like Jihye here. So I didn't remember the teams being split up that way. I thought Junghyuk went with Jihye, but I guess Jihye went with Gil Young. That's right, she did go with Gil Young. And Hyun Sung went with the old woman. Okay. Damn it, they want me to put on a show for them. But how'd they manage to get you so quickly? There weren't any bodies of water nearby. And I'm sure Hyun Sung was penalized because he wanted to protect the small people. He's so predictable. The lives of insects are just as precious. You can't kill them. The small people aren't insects. Anything that's small enough can be considered an insect. And Gil Young too. I can see how we got caught up in this mess. Sometimes the way he thinks just scares me. He's headed towards where our leader is. So their boss is the leader. The leader wasn't Japan's boss in the original 3rd round. But it seems that this leader is taking control of Japan in place of Izumi, who's supposed to be Japan's king. And then he sees the messenger from Hyun Sung. I'm sorry, Dokja. We became penalized too quickly. No, you did good, Hyun Sung. All that matters is that you managed to save some lives. Is their leader the serpent that you've been looking for? It seems highly likely. There were many cases where the leader's supporting constellation was a serpent during Junghyuk's early rounds. So, unless something drastic has changed, the leader this round will also be the Serpent Incarnate. I wonder then if this is the trial he has to go through and overcome, if that's the serpent he has to kill, not like a literal monstrous snake, but whoever this person is. Dokja, faster. Damn it, I must have been slowed down because of the penalty on top of the effects of Demon's formation. Young man, aren't I a bit too heavy to carry around? And then she laughs. You are. Because the body mass of this old lady hasn't decreased despite her size. Prisoner number 406 is vital in my plans for this scenario. And now, we're having another whoosh effect. And he stops. The forest sure is noisy today. And then, what's all this commotion? Okay, never mind. This is not what I was expecting. Koreans. It looks like he's eating some of the tiny people. Is that what I'm getting from this? Maybe not. Maybe that's... he just has his tongue shaped like a serpent. I was thinking, like, I thought that little... you can probably see my cursor. I thought that little thing of spit looked like a shoe or a leg at first, so I thought he was eating some of the tiny people. But I might be wrong on that. He must be the leader. Asuka, you're alive. It's you, isn't it, Asuka? Shoji? And she's trapped in a cage of bones? Shoji, what are you doing here? That girl must be Asuka Ren. So she's already shrunk too. So I think this is what's going to happen. I think we're going to team up with... if Izumi's not dead, if he's still here somehow, he'll probably be shrunk too, and we'll have Izumi, Ren, and Michio team up with Dokja's group. We'll all be tiny, and then the tiny, our group, will face off against the big group that's trying to actually pass this. And then whenever we run into Pildu and Sooyoung, they probably won't be shrunk, so that Sooyoung can make fun of Dokja being shrunk. That is prediction time. This is good. It'll be even better if I can save Asuka Ren while I hunt the serpent. Personal skill character profile activated. He looks at them. Character profile Yamamoto Hajime, age 64, supporting constellation million-year-old creature with 100 legs. Personal attribute Heartless Tactician heroic and Corpse Devourer rare. Personal skill close combat 7, advanced weapons martial advanced weapons proficiency 4, Kendo 8, mental fortitude 3, crowd command 4, stigma is demon's formation 7 and shout of concentration 5. Overall stats are all 60 plus 10. Character evaluation. The leader of one of Japan's largest groups, Yamamoto Hajime. He possesses the stigma Demon's Formation, which applies heavy penalties against human targets. It's recommended that you don't fight against him unless you want all monster-type constellations to turn their backs on you. And then, what? And he looks at the constellation specifically. What's going on? Oh, because it's... I was thinking maybe that's just what the serpent was called, but no. His supporting constellation, so it isn't the serpent? Damn it. Just what's going on? Did something go wrong during this round? You've withstood the effects of Demon's Formation as a mere human. I guess I shouldn't take you too lightly. And now we see this serpent effect behind him. Where's the serpent? He's not an incarnation of the serpent. You're not serpent. A million-year-old creature with 100 legs. It's a mouthful to say, but all it means in the end, you're a centipede. And then, is that it's a million-year-old centipede. And then we get our recaps at the end. Okay. That was a really good chapter. Once again, I'm liking this arc. I think it's really intriguing, but it's one of those things where it's pretty straightforward. I don't have like a ton of deep discussion, because we have a few things here and there in ORV where we'll take our time and like really get into some deep character stuff, especially with Dokja pretty often, but that stuff kind of usually comes like in these like interstitial spaces, like between arcs or something, kind of like when he just recently went to the underworld and we got into some deeper character stuff with him. That's kind of, or like when he talked to his mom before this, like stuff like that is where it happens. But when we're in the action, we're just kind of getting action. Like right now, we're in the action of it. There's mystery, there's intrigue. I think it's really well written, and I'm excited to see where it goes in the near future. But yeah, long story short, I don't really feel like I have much more to say before we continue reading. 131 starts with what we just saw, with the centipede and everything. A million-year-old creature with 100 legs. Just as turtles who lived 1800 years can go on to become a constellation, a million-year-old centipede can also become one. It's a sacred being that transcended its species through numerous fables and molting to become a constellation. It's not strange for a sacred being such as this to have a high-level skill like Demon's Formation. Damn it, this place is under the effect of Demon's Formation too. But no matter how strong the million-year-old creature with 100 legs is, there's no way that the White Demon King Izumi would lose to something like that. Your movement's been slowed due to Demon's Formation's effect. So that just makes me kind of confused, because it did say he was the leader, right? Unless there's even somebody else pulling the strings behind him. Your mental fortitude's decreased due to Demon's Formation's effect. Oh wow, so even like it's a debuff on your mental fortitude. He has the absolute throne after all. Just, what's going on in Japan in this round? And again, we see the shots of the 4 sort of important Japanese characters we have. Chapter 24, Something That Can Be Changed, Part 6. And it's crazy to think that most of what Dokja's done as reader has only really directly affected Korea. So it's like, how could so much have changed in Japan? Like, does Dokja just have these unintended and unknown consequences that are that far reaching from like decisions he made early on that, you know, those have spiraled out of control out of his vision and have become something crazy that he didn't even realize that he had changed or done? Or is it possible that it's just because of more people, like not just Dokja, but his mother, Sangha, characters that aren't originally characters in the world of TWSA whenever the worlds merged, whether Dokja and his world became part of TWSA's world, whether TWSA's world became part of Dokja's world. At some point, the two of them fused in some way, and so if you're like a background nobody just living your life in Dokja's world, you're a real person, and do you just get turned into an NPC? Or like, are the filler NPCs, do they become you? Do the two identities fuse if you're not important? But I guess it could be just more people like Dokja and the other readers too, like Seyoung. People that aren't characters necessarily yet. Maybe somebody else like that has changed things in Japan. Like somebody could have just been a nerd that loved Korean web novels and was reading TWSA. Now we have, there's no way someone like you'd be able to lead the Japanese group. I am the current king of Japan. And then he's flexing his ability. The catastrophe's plausibility is increased due to the scenario buff. Constellation, the million-year-old creature with 100 legs, begins to wield a portion of his true power. And we're seeing more of the centipede wrapped around Dokja. He's struggling with it. Crap, he's still a constellation after all. He's pretty strong for a centipede. Warning, do not show hostility against your current target. The related main scenario has been activated. And now we see main scenario 6, Little Savior. Category main, difficulty S, clear conditions, fight alongside the small people to defeat the renowned catastrophes who are attacking the planet of Peaceland. Time limit 40 days, reward 300,000 coins and a mystery, and penalty for failure is destruction of Peaceland. And renowned catastrophe currently encountered 0 of 2. There's the king of catastrophes and the catastrophe that dreams of usurping. So, this is cool. This we're seeing is kind of the true scenario for Dokja and his team now, is to, like I said, kind of flip things and go against the catastrophes. So you have people that are becoming the catastrophes and people who are fighting against the catastrophes. And so it makes me wonder, which one are we facing now? Or it does say, didn't it say we ran into one of them? Related main scenario. Oh yeah, currently encountered 0 of 2. So if it's 0 of 2, this guy isn't even one of the 2, right? Oh no, never mind. You've encountered the second. Yep, you know, I did the thing. The catastrophe that dreams of usurping reveals itself. So he's the one that dreams of usurping, and I guess maybe the king of catastrophes is the serpent. And he reads back over it. The catastrophe that dreams of usurping, Yamamoto Hajime, the million-year-old creature with 100 legs. Seriously? If you want to turn down the scenario, hunt down a small person within the next 10 minutes, or else the Starstream will consider you to have no intention of acting as a catastrophe. And he gets a timer. Then I guess the king of catastrophes, who I still haven't encountered, must be the serpent incarnate. Can we not fight? You see, you're not actually my target. Just die. And we have this crackling power as he summons an actual physical manifestation of the centipede. Warning, catastrophe Yamamoto Hajime is not under any penalties. Makes me wonder if Gil Young can do anything at all. Damn it. The catastrophe that dreams of usurping can attack a fellow catastrophe. So he can attack me without having to worry about growing smaller. Constellation, the million-year-old creature with 100 legs, has increased their synchronization with their incarnation. A few constellations are not happy with the million-year-old creature with 100 legs' actions. And then, the constellation who has given his life to sealing away demons is looking at you. He's running back towards the other Japanese incarnations. Get him. He must know that I'll grow smaller once I kill someone. I don't have a problem taking someone's life here. but I could lose the effects of the King of No Killing if I take someone's life here. I can't waste my precious extra life on killing Japan's leader. Understood. Then, activating, Gyampong Gui's special ability, Echo of the Stars. I didn't expect this to get pulled out again here. Honestly, I kind of forget about it at times. Echo of the Stars allows you to seek the help of a high constellation. The constellation can refuse your request, and the number of times Gyampong Gui can be used will be reduced when the constellation responds to your request. The high constellations hear your voice flowing through the stars. I call upon the Onmyoji of Contradictions. And now we have someone coming down, I guess maybe to inhabit Dokja like before. What? His supporting constellation is... Be careful, something's coming this way. Stigma, the 5 elements of Yin and Yang, level 1, has nullified the effects of Demon's formation. So I wonder then if he uses this, if like before, it doesn't count as him killing somebody, if he does it while possessed. We have a slash cutting through the tree line and scattering a bunch of the leaves. They start landing on the various Japanese incarnations. Stigma Shikigami level 1 has immobilized all occultists and monsters of fable nearby. Watch out, they're no ordinary leaves. Shikigami. Could it be an Onmyoji? Shikigami, also known as a paper doll. It's a stigma that's fatally effective against monsters of fable. Move it, move it. And it starts covering all of them. Is that Seimei? Impressive. You've chosen a supporting constellation with origins of monsters of fable. The constellation I called upon is Japan's #1 exorcist, the Onmyoji of Contradictions, Abe no Seimei. You've used your head there, but you've also been immobilized. Once your mana runs out, you'll be dead. Constellation, the million-year-old creature with 100 legs, is glaring at the Onmyoji of Contradictions. Constellation, the million-year-old creature with 100 legs is warning you not to get in his way. He's right. I'll only be able to hold out for the next 1 or 2 minutes. But about me dying, we'll have to see about that. Now, old lady. And she laughs again. Hopping down and landing. What the hell is that? And she grows back to normal size? Is this part of her ability? Don't be startled, it's just an old lady. She never grew smaller in size, because she entered the scenario as a small person in the first place. That was thanks to the spell that Jonuchi, who worked under my mom, put on her. Okay? Incarnation Lee Sumbuk has used the skill Respect the Elderly, level 7. Okay, so we get a little bit of an ability from Jonuchi, and now we also get the name finally, Lee Sumbuk. All incarnations who are younger than the character Lee Sumbuk have been overcome with respect for her. Damn it, what's going on? And they all start bowing. Thank you, young men. But there's no need to make way for little old me. She stomps. Character Lee Boksun is preparing to cast the Stigma Invocation Rite level 2. So character, hold on. This is different. So this is incarnation Lee Sunbok. And then here it was character Lee Boksun. So they switched. I don't know if this is a translation thing, if they just mix the characters up since they're already flipping the first and last names. Or if it's like specifically there's like something going on special here as to why it's different. Preparing to cast the Stigma Invocation Rite level 2. Then that's where we end. That's where we get cliffhung. Okay, another very fun chapter. We're again kind of in the middle of the action of it all. Time to go on though. Let's read 132, and I might end things there just because it is so late, and I really wish I could do more, and I kind of want to keep it short this week because I feel like I'm not giving my best as much as I'm trying. So that's why I'm like, okay, save it for next week, and then hopefully next week I can actually get time to like really do ORV. The character Lee Boksun is preparing to cast the Stigma Invocation Rite level 2. Then, Constellation the Shaman King is looking at their incarnation with tired eyes. Come now, just help me out, will you? Her supporting constellation is the Shaman King. He was the second king of Sela, and also a shaman. He went by the name Namhai? I'm assuming... So again, this is one of those weird things with taking Korean letters and putting it into, Roman letters. Is it Namhai or is it Namhae? I would have to see, is it the characters for A and E, or the character for A, like here in Korean. But I think it's probably Namhae, though. I don't know. I don't know that much about Korean, but I feel like Namhae sounds like it would be something that would be more common. Namhae Chachaung. Okay. Despite being a high-tier constellation, he's known to rarely take part in combat himself. Instead, he passed down one of his mightiest abilities to his incarnation, called Invocation Rite. It's a powerful stigma that one can use to borrow a single ability belonging to any constellation. So in other words, that old lady's pretty much a living Gampyeongui. Let's see, whose power should I borrow this time? You fool, it doesn't matter whose power you borrow. Unless it's from a constellation that's fabled or higher. Hey Centipede, let me tell you a story. What are you trying to... A long time ago there was this village. In that village lived a fair maiden. She was so kind-hearted that she would generously provide for any creature that walked into her kitchen, even little creatures like toads. That story is... But one day, that fair maiden was chosen to be sacrificed to a monster that haunted the village. That village was under the rule of a giant centipede, you see. Soon the poor maiden arrived at the habitat of the centipede. Wait. And then she stomps her feet together. No, wait, stop her. We have to stop her. That ability... Could it be that your supporting constellation is... But you know what? A creature had to come save that maiden from the centipede. It was the toad that the maiden had fed earlier. Prisoner number 406, Lee Boksun. Man, that's such a cool panel. That's so cool. That is so cool. The constellation she called upon is the story of the toad who saved the maiden from a centipede. The toad of Ogongwon. And then constellation toad of Ogongwon enlarges its body with a satisfactory smile. No, damn it. Dramatization. This is what happens when two constellations... We're bringing back a lot of the older concepts here. This is what happens when two constellations that are related end up facing each other. Kill that old woman. Constellations that have famous fables about them are powerful, and they grow even stronger when they're in similar situations that are... in situations similar to the fables about them. And then... He screams as he's grabbed by the arm. So, what do you think happened next? The blue flame of the toad has regained its original power due to dramatization. She opens her mouth like a toad. The attack power of the blue flame of the toad is increased to 300% due to the stigma Shikigami. And then she fires the blue flame. The moral of the story is to not play with fire. I mean, I feel like that's a cool line and all, but the moral of the story is, be kind to animals, and then when you're in need, that animal will come save you. In theory. Or I mean, not specifically animals, but you get my point. The theory is be good, and hopefully that good will pay off. And then that was just the intro. We have the title, Splash, Something That Can Be Changed, Part 7. And it seems like he's pretty crispy. Leader? Don't know if he's dead yet? Okay, Catastrophe of Renown has fallen. Catastrophe Yamamoto Hajime, a million-year-old creature with 100 legs, has fallen. You have received 5,000 coins. And we still see the centipede back there, though. The effects of the stigma Shikigami have come undone due to the excessive use of mana. And it looks like they start to be freed, all of the randoms. And then she shrinks back down. Main contributors, Lee Boksun and Kim Dokja. Character Lee Boksun has forfeited all of her powers as a catastrophe. The Dokubi have decided that Lee Boksun has taken a hostile stance against the scenario. Lee Boksun has begun to grow smaller. My goodness. Could you carry me, young man? You should put this on first. They killed our leader. What did she end up in jail for? Stop them. And then, the Way of the Wind level 8's been activated. It looks like he's using it to keep them at bay for now. You've received a level 2 scenario penalty. I have 10 minutes left with the ability from the bookmark skill, and 5 minutes until the penalty kicks in. I have to escape this forest within that time limit. Hunt down a small person within the next 5 minutes, it tells him. Take me with you. Oh, right. We have Asuka. Then he's running away. Kill him. He's going to grow smaller soon anyway. I'll take care of all the ones that have shrunk, so just kill him. This is... Sorry, hiccup. This is for killing the leader. And then he ends up getting scratched a bit. I wonder if they also, just because they're trying to go along with the scenario, if them being hostile towards him, or because he's already been detected as potentially hostile, that's why they're not getting penalties for the attack. Damn it. This is much too dangerous. And he stops at a moving tree root. And the entirety of it. The forest is changing shape. Is someone using their ability to do this? Be careful. It's nighttime. I remember now. No one ever enters the forests of Peaceland after sundown. After him. Okay, so this is just a Peaceland thing. They start getting grabbed by the trees. Peaceland's forests turn into a labyrinth at night and assumes the shape that's much like the intestine of a monster. Hunt down a small person within the next minute. Damn it. TWSA doesn't have any records of how to escape from the forests of Peaceland, but... That way. Asuka points over. Run to the right of that tree over there. It was written in TWSA. Young lady, do you know the way out? I know this forest inside out. You must have a skill that helps you with that. The first person you should seek out in Peaceland is Asuka Ren. I do. And then, we know that she was an author. Is Peaceland going to be the world that she created? And we're going to get more deep into the idea that worlds like the world of TWSA that Dokja's world is fused in with, worlds and world lines and realities are just things that are written by somebody else, like in the way that she knows what to do? Are we going to get into the kind of thing where she's the one who wrote Peaceland? But that's where we end. And one of these is taken out already. We still have to find the serpent though. So yeah, serpent hunting then. These are some big prizes though. 300,000 coins and mysterious plus 80,000 is crazy. Okay, so I'll end things here. Again, sorry it's a bit short. Sorry it's a little low energy. I wish I could do better. But either way, I gotta get this video up for you all. So thank you so much for watching. Like if you did like the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of these chapters, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more. Omniscient Reader, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free and open for anyone. And if you want to just help support the channel by dropping a super thanks, it's appreciated. Or if you want to help support the channel and also get One Piece videos early, also get your name at the end of every video, hit join down below to become a member, go to patreon.com/HakuOfTheTubes, or link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are already patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, and the D-Ban, Cheriton Students, David Langstaff and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element, Pate Ardial. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.